Today, 4th of July savings are at the Home Depot. So liven up, brighten up, and level up your space this summer. Whatever you're working on, bring it all together with 4th of July savings at the Home Depot.
Our 4th of July forecast is looking pretty good if you ask me. Now, it will be hot, but at least we don't have to worry about a lot of shower and storm activity. That chance of rain is down to 10%, and we will have a high all the way up to 95 degrees. So we're back to above average temperatures, at least for now. The heat index, unfortunately, will be the highest on the 4th of July, potentially up to 102. I'll have more details on the heat and humidity and our next chance of rain coming up tonight on News Channel 6 at 10.
Want to get up close and personal with the weather? Request a school visit from the Live Viper 6 weather team today. It's a cool and exciting way to bring the fun and fascination of weather to students of all ages. Or take a field trip to our state-of-the-art studios at Television Park in Augusta. It's an interactive experience your class won't forget. Request a Live Viper 6 school visit or studio tour by signing up today at WJBF.com/school-visit.
Now, on News Channel 6 at 10, Botox for Blood is underway. We'll take a look at the recent turnout of people giving back. Also ahead, how you can enjoy the 4th of July and stay safe as your News at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. We do thank you for joining us. And before we get to our big stories of the day, we do want to take a first look at our weather. Our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci, standing by.
Well, Brad, it is a mostly dry night, but we do have a few of these storms popping up, and one of them is now severe, and that is for Allendale County. Let's take a closer look at that now. You can see this warned storm goes until 10:45. It's a pretty long warning. It lasts for over an hour. This was issued around 10 minutes ago, and you can see some heavy rain here and frequent lightning, most of that lightning outside of our viewing area in Hampton County. But around Allendale, some heavy rain. That also is into Fairfax. This storm is moving southeast at around 10 miles per hour, very slow moving storm, hence the long severe thunderstorm warning. So once again, if you're in Allendale County, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It lasts until 10:45. So just stay inside if you can. Be aware of the possibility of some power outages and maybe some weak trees could fall down with those 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But other than that, we're mostly dry. Just one isolated shower over Burnett Town and further into Aiken County. But on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, it's nice and dry in Swainsboro with a light breeze. Our almanac shows that we had a high of 91 and a low of 74 today. And right now those temperatures are in the low to mid 70s, but Augusta and Aiken still at that 80-degree mark at the 10 o'clock hour. So a pretty warm and muggy night for us. And you can see by tomorrow morning we'll be in those low 70s with some fog. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up, but back to you, Brad.
Jenna, thanks. Coverage you can count on continuing with a unique event to encourage you to give the gift of life. You could get some free Botox if you step up. Hannah McDonald has that.
Botox for Blood is an annual event hosted by Shepherd Community Blood Center and Southern Dermatology. Participants of the event will receive a $150 gift certificate to use for Botox or a similar cosmetic treatment. The first 2 years, the event was only 3 days, but organizers had to expand it to 4 due to popularity.
This is going to be a record year for us. I can already tell the response we're seeing. The last day is always the busiest, and so we're really looking to really bring it home tomorrow with a home run and really get that blood supply good going into the weekend, and really not just about the Independence Day holiday, but the rest of the summer as well.
A resident I spoke with says she donates blood on a regular basis, but always participates in Botox for Blood.
That just is more, sweetens it for me. I come in when they do have this special, and I love it. And, everybody likes to get a little gift when they come in, and regardless if it's, just for a cookie or something, but it's given to the community. But I love that they do it for Botox, and, I love to give blood.
Nearly 300 people have already donated. If you wish to donate, you can go to any Shepherd Community Blood Center. Jackson says doing a small act can make a big difference.
Anytime we give to the community, regardless however you do it, it's important. And I love that. That's what really draws me into the
ends July 3rd. In Evans, Hannah McDonald, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Yeah, wrapping up tomorrow. Well, the future leaders of cancer research are at the Georgia Cancer Center this week. The Summer Research Experience has nearly doubled in size since that program started. This year, they got about 100 applications from all over the world. The worldwide attention is nice, but there are only a certain number of spots available for students from outside our area. And once they do get in, they're in it for 6 weeks. They learn how to do cancer research, how to speak and communicate through science, and do responsible research.
These students are here to learn about cancer research. And it's one of the missions of the National Cancer Institute to grow the cancer research workforce of the future, and that's what we're doing here.
At the end of the 6 weeks, students put their presentation skills to the test and present their cancer research to their classmates, faculty, and parents. The 4th of July coming very soon, as we all know, and that means a lot of people will be setting off their own fireworks. Just make sure to obey the law when you do that. Like in Georgia, you can't launch fireworks within 100 yards of an electric plant, a gas station, a hospital, any government property. And you have until midnight on the 4th to shoot those fireworks. Then you have to stop. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office will be out to keep an eye on things.
You're responsible for your actions. Shooting a fireworks like shooting a gun, and you're responsible for where it lands. As dry as it has been, we have had some rain, but those fireworks land on somebody's house, somebody's grass, and start a fire. You're responsible for all that, so you have to be careful in everything you do with these fireworks.
In South Carolina, you have to be at least 16 to buy fireworks, and then each city has its own rules about time and place to shoot them. If you do it yourself, in addition to the legal concerns we just told you about, make sure to be safe. Kim Vickers has that.
The biggest thing that we just want, with the Joseph N. Steele Burn Center and Doctors Hospital of Augusta is certainly just for everybody to have a wonderful time, but do it safely.
Nothing says the 4th of July like fireworks and a family barbecue, but doctors say it's important to be careful. According to AAA, July is the peak month for grill-related fires, most of which are preventable.
Supervise your grill at all times. Keep children and pets at a safe distance away from the grill while you're grilling. Make sure you place the grill, this is important, at least 10 feet away from homes, decks, and trees. Because, of course, if there's sparks from the grill, it can spark on your home or on trees, and then next thing you know, we have a fire.
AAA also says fireworks were responsible for more than 31,000 fires in 2022. They advise everyone to use extreme caution if they're setting them off this holiday weekend.
We talk about doing the fireworks in the neighborhoods too, making sure that you are at a safe distance away from houses, because also those sparks from the fireworks can also damage your neighbors or your grass. If those sparks, ignite a small fire on the grass. So it's very, very important to make sure to keep a safe distance.
Hospitals see a significant increase in burns and firework-related injuries during Independence Day. Doctors say that being very careful when setting them off will go a long way in preventing injuries. It's also vital to supervise kids anywhere near them, and that sparklers can be especially dangerous.
But everything else burns at a very high temperature, a temperature that if it comes in contact with your skin, you're going to suffer a thermal injury. And I think we've all experienced is sparklers don't go out easily. So if they do fall on skin or if they fall on clothing, there's a great chance that that heat can cause significant injury to the skin and or actually getting your clothes caught on fire.
Dr. Fagan also says they see a lot of patients with severe sunburns over the holiday weekend. So he says use sunscreen with an SPF of 50 or higher and use it often. You can find more advice on fireworks and grilling safety at WJBF.com. Good news for the Richmond County Sheriff's Office as it secures a $1.2 million grant from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. It's money that they use to purchase 3 state-of-the-art patrol vehicles. You see them there. They're for the HEAT team. That's Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic. It's a small group of highly trained deputies in charge of enforcing traffic laws and keeping an eye out for aggressive drivers.
We're probably close to 5,000 accidents just for the 6 months of this year. We're at 16 to 17 fatalities for the year. We've been averaging, 40 or more over the last few years, and we've got to reduce those. People don't realize how many people have been killed on our roadways, and this right here is going to be a big deterrent.
And that $1.2 million is going to be spread out over the next 5 years. Coming up, voting and peace. We'll tell you about a local program helping veterans de-stress. That's after the full forecast.
And we have some isolated storms tonight, but overall, those rain chances are decreasing over the next few days as the temperatures are increasing. I'll have a look at your full Viper 6 forecast after the break.
Do you know what time it is?
800-316-7968. Call now.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Allendale County until 10:45 p.m., but we also have this flood advisory for the town of Allendale. It's for a very small area there that was just issued a moment ago. This is until 12:15 a.m. Minor flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas possible. 10:08 p.m. Doppler radar indicated heavy rain due to the thunderstorms with minor flooding ongoing or expected to begin shortly. In the advisory area, between 2 to 3 inches of rain has already fallen, and this is because the storm is moving so slowly at just 10 miles per hour down towards the southeast. This severe thunderstorm warning lasts for around an hour, so definitely longer than the normal severe thunderstorm warning. That's usually just around 30, maybe 45 minutes tops. But yes, we are seeing that heavy rain and lightning around parts of Allendale County, even into Barnwell and Bamberg counties. There's Earhart, and then into Hampton as well. So keeping a close eye on that. Other than that, Live Viper 6 is looking pretty good. An isolated storm that I'm watching over Madison along I-20, moving off towards Tolliver County, and then a couple more storms here in Aiken County, right around Burnett Town and in the town of Aiken and along I-20 there in eastern Aiken County. We have that brief heavy rain with some thunder and lightning. And on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, things are looking good here in Augusta, but when I was out and about earlier, we were seeing what often gets mistaken as heat lightning. Not a real thing, but what you're seeing there is the storm in the distance all the way down in Allendale County. We can see it here in Augusta because of the strong storm. The lightning is easily be able to be spotted from the distance, but we're not seeing any lightning here in Augusta. 80 degrees, feeling like 86, a southeast breeze of 3 miles per hour. Dew points are high, so it's a warm and muggy night, mid 70s to around the low 80s. And we have this cold front that's slowly moving through. This is what's bringing us the shower and storms tonight. And we'll continue to have a lot of moisture in the area, bringing a few pop-up storms for us tomorrow and a lot of rain expected down in Florida over the next few days. But for us in the CSRA, a pretty nice day, mostly dry, and it will be pretty hot, climbing into those lower 90s. Today we had a bit of a break with many places in the 80s. But here's our future cast tomorrow at noon. That's when we'll see some storms start to fire up, very isolated in nature, so only around the 20% chance of rain overall. This continues until around this time tomorrow night. And then as we pick things up, looking at our southeast view of the future cast, notice that cold front becomes a stationary front. This will linger in the area, bringing just that slight chance of rain Thursday and Friday. And then notice this low pressure develops. That has the possibility of becoming tropical, but nonetheless, it is just a rainmaker for Florida. Look at all that rain coming down on Friday. It will slowly move into the Atlantic, and at that point, it has a 40% chance of gaining those tropical characteristics. It's expected to just meander here around the South Carolina, Georgia, and North Carolina coastline over the next several days. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it, but it does look like most of the rain will be down in Florida and off the coast here, but the CSRA really not having to worry about much. Our rain chances are going down a good bit over the weekend, and your 4th of July forecast is looking hot. We'll be into those low to mid 90s. You can see it here on the 10-day forecast, 95 for the 4th of July. We'll go back down to 90 on Sunday, but then heat up again to 96 next Tuesday with those daily chances of showers and storms.
All right, Jenna, thanks. And this 4th of July, some local veterans are finding freedom. Out the Major League Baseball All-Star Game in Atlanta in less than 2 weeks. Stay with us to find out which Atlanta Braves made the team.
Jackets.
The Major League Baseball All-Star Game in Atlanta in less than 2 weeks. Stay with us to find out which Atlanta Braves made the team.
Hey, Green Jackets fans.
When you're at the plate, there's nothing worse than striking out without ever swinging. You gotta make the most of your chances. And after a car accident, you can't just sit back, let life throw heaters at you, and do nothing. It's just too important. I'm Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy. Call us. Let's load the bases and swing for the fences. Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy, the official injury lawyers of the Augusta Green Jackets. 706-724-7224.
News Nation owned the Idaho murder story like a new
5:30 on the third Wednesday of each month. Salute to Service. Sponsored by Pinnacle Bank and the Mike Costello Law Firm. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
Well, after an 80-game suspension, Atlanta Braves outfielder Jurickson Profar back in the Braves lineup tonight against the Los Angeles Angels. Now, his suspension was due to testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. The left fielder signed a 3-year, $42 million deal with the Braves back in January. However, if the Braves do end up qualifying for the postseason this year, Profar will not be eligible to play. Now, last season with the San Diego Padres, he hit a career-high 24 home runs with an .839 OPS. Now, Profar participated in warm-ups prior to tonight's game with the goal in mind to create some spark for Atlanta's offense.
I'm responsible for what goes in my body, and you know, I did the 80 games, and you know, it was hard. I worked really hard, you know, put myself in the best position, you know, to come back and succeed and help my team. You know, that's the only thing that I can control late in the game.
Now, Profar did play his part in the Braves' offense tonight with a solo home run in the 7th inning. Now, the MLB All-Star Game at Truist Park just around the corner, and the second phase All-Stars were announced tonight. Braves outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. was selected to participate in his 4th All-Star Game. Acuna returned to the Braves lineup this season in May after tearing his ACL last year. Now he's batting .350 in 35 games with 9 home runs.
Incredible, and I mean, I just have to give all the credit to the fans, right? Just because I missed a ton of playing time, and without them, I'm not in this game. And so, really, I mean, they're the ones who sort of made this dream come true for me.
The All-Star Game set for Tuesday, July 15th. Now, the Augusta Green Jackets trying to get back in the win column, hosting the Columbia Fireflies. David Rodriguez on the mound for the Green Jackets. A pitcher's duel also means some defensive web gems. A slow chopper, Colby Jones, charges it, barehands it, throws across his body to get the out at first base. Then it's Jones again who feels it. This time does a 360 spin move, so a 5-4-3 double play ball. Rodriguez with 6 scoreless innings. Now we go to the bottom of the 4th. Eric Hartman with a line drive double into right field, but that was the only Green Jackets hit on the night. They fall 3-0 to the Fireflies, their last home game tomorrow night before they head to Columbia this weekend. Now, our all CSRA awards aired last night at 7 p.m., but in case if you missed the show, you can catch it again Sunday, July 20th from 2 to 3 p.m. Now, News Channel 6 honored 50 incredible athletes across all sports, so be sure to set those DVRs to see some heartfelt speeches from the area's top athletes. You won't want to miss it. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Hi, Ronnie Player here with And last but not least,
on Telfair Street. Add your events, log on to WJBF.com, keyword community calendar.
And last but not least, an artist in Kansas is really turning back time in his own backyard.
His love for the Jurassic era became a top attraction. Zach Martin has the story.
I thought, well, you know, little kids love dinosaurs, and as a kid, I love dinosaurs too, you know, so I thought, well, I'll make a dinosaur. That's easy enough to do.
That idea is all it took. Philip Brinkley turned back the clock on his yard to the Jurassic era.
I bought a book on dinosaur anatomy so I could get the proportioning halfway correct, and just started from there.
Brinkley tries to get the proportions close to accurate to keep the artwork from being so abstract it's hard to recognize what it's supposed to be. He has created dozens of sculptures over the years, but there's a couple in his yard that mean just a little bit more.
Probably a T-Rex or the Stegosaurus out in the yard. I like those two the most. I don't have any T-Rexes out there anymore. They've all gone to different homes. They've been adopted. I so to say. The Stegosaurus has been out there. She's been out there since 2000, I believe. So she's been out there quite a long time.
Brinkley's most well-known sculpture is probably the 13-foot-tall Tyrannosaurus Rex. It sits outside the Museum of World Treasures in Wichita.
Got it about 2/3 completed on my rampway out in front of the shop, and the curator from the museum heard about it and come by and said, "Phil, I've got to have that T-Rex."
His art collection continues to grow, and it doesn't appear to be going extinct anytime soon.
The yard is open to the public, so they can pull in and walk through the yard. We've got about 2 acres of artwork out there for them to look at. And I'm always adding a few more things now and then.
What a gifted artist. Some really cool pieces there.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I love that. I love a good science museum with the big dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Well done.
Well, our 10-day forecast is showing some hotter weather as we get to the 4th of July, a high of 95 degrees. Other than that, we'll be in the low 90s through the weekend. Low chances of rain for now, but due to that low pressure system forming down in Florida, we will have up to a 40% chance of showers and storms on Sunday, and then around that 30 to 40% chance of rain and storms the rest of next week, and it's heating up even more. We're getting up to 96 degrees next Tuesday and 95 after that.
You know, one of our fireworks stories earlier today had some advice to try to wet the ground if you're shooting fireworks at your house. I was hoping a rainstorm would get the ground wet for us, but it looks kind of dry.
Yeah, overall it's pretty dry because these storms are so isolated. So it's dumping a lot of rain, but over just such a small area.
All right, Jenna, thanks for staying on top of it. Gianna, thanks for covering the sports for us. We will do this all again at the top of the hour. For News Channel 6 at 11.
And Hogan's Heroes is next here on WTV.
Have a great night.